Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Funko Game of Thrones Legacy Collection, Jon Snow. So yes, here we have Jon Snow, bastard son of Ned Stark, and the final figure in our Game of Thrones Legacy series, at least until Series 2 comes out. As I have been saying for pretty much all these figures, he is equivalent to the rest of them in terms of detail and articulation, and he is one of the better figures in this series, I do believe. Let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, scope paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting with a quick size comparison, here we have Jon Snow. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Superior Spider-Man, and here's our standard 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Jon Snow is a fairly average size figure for this range. He's about the same size as Ned is, and is a little bit shorter than Superior Spider-Man, as these figures are on a slightly smaller scale. He is, of course, still bigger than a Marvel Universe figure. Comparing him to the Dark Horse Jon Snow, he is of course much smaller, as the Dark Horse figures are a 7 or 8-inch scale. But I do prefer the Funko one just because it's articulated. They did do a really good job with the snow detail on both figures. The Dark Horse one has a little bit better snow detail. And his head sculpt's a little bit closer, but really neither one of them are particularly close, so I do prefer the Funko one just because of the articulation. Now let's get Big Jon Snow out of here and just look at Little Jon Snow. Moving on to our 360 spin, here you can see Jon Snow. He's got his Night's Watch outfit on, a lot of black, a lot of leather, a lot of straps. He's got his big furry cloak on. It does have some nice snow detail. He also has some of that snow on the fringes of his tunic and on the bottom of his boots. It all looks pretty good, though not as good as the Dark Horse one, which I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. He has some straps. He has a sheath on his hip for Longclaw. He has some gloves on. Most of the detail on his suit is pretty standard. He has a little bit of texturing, a little bit of paint detail, but for the most part it's all black and dark brown. And it looks pretty good, as that is what the Night's Watch outfit is meant to look like. Now let's zoom in on the head sculpt really quick. Alright, zooming in on Jon Snow's head sculpt. Once again, not particularly accurate to the actor. His beard is fairly patchy and unimpressive, just like the real Jon Snow. His hair is fairly nicely sculpted. The lips are painted. For the most part, it's a decent looking head sculpt. Not very accurate, but it's not a bad looking head sculpt. Now let's zoom out and look at the articulation. Articulation-wise, Jon Snow is very good. His head moves up and down, side to side. He has a very nice double ball peg in the neck. It moves really well. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back. The coat doesn't really get in the way. He has a ball joint elbow, in and out, forward and back. Rotation at the wrist. He has a nice diaphragm joint, moves in and out, forward and back, side to side, very nice. Ball joint hips, in and out, forward and back. Double jointed knees, pivot, and hinge at the ankles. So, yeah, pretty equivalent to the rest of the series. Very good articulation. I approve of it. Let's move on to Jon Snow's one accessory. Moving on to Jon Snow's sword Longclaw. The blade is silver and has lots of little runes and stuff sculpted into it. The Dark Horse version of this sword doesn't actually have those, and I didn't remember them being in the show specifically, but they may be, and they look pretty cool even if they're not in the show. And he's got the wolf head thing sculpted down there at the bottom. It does not look very good, but it is there. Overall, the sword is fairly acceptable. Fits in a sheath, fits in either hand. The handle's not really long enough for him to two-hand it very well, and his arms don't move well enough to do very many two-handed poses with it, but he could two-hand it in a few different ways. Anyway, that wraps it up for Jon Snow and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Jon Snow comes in the same packaging as the rest of the series does. Game of Thrones: A Legacy Collection, this is figure number 1. You got your House Stark sigil down there at the bottom, even though I suppose he's not legally a Stark. Jon Snow. On the back, you get a picture of Jon Snow. The other figures in this series are Jon Snow, Tyrion Lannister, the Hound, the White Walker, Daenerys Targaryen, and Ned Stark. I have now reviewed all of them, so you can go on my channel and watch any of them you so desire. You can watch them as many times as you want. I will appreciate it. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, so yeah, Jon Snow. Alright, that about wraps it up for Jon Snow, so until next time, goodbye. Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.